That man's got some sexy legs on him, dude. Kickstarter Boeing with those legs. He would have kept SAA open and alive. Save on fuel. Just have him pull the planes out for you.
No spark plugs needed for
Just one kick.
one kick. How's it, everyone? Welcome back to GameTime, episode 19. I made a bit of a blunder last week, but this is the real episode 19.
Real 19.
Joshy, tough weekend. I mean, probably going to say a couple of things on the show today that might get me in hot water.
Yes.
With the African rugby fans.
Yes.
But it is my opinion, as we always say on the show.
100%.
And I just want the best for the Boks. I want them to win.
You had to say that at the beginning. Just preface everything.
Yeah, everyone just understand
Springbok
it comes from a really good space.
Well, most of the comments about how you spoke last week, actually not most, pretty much all of them, people have been saying that they like your honesty and that you articulate it in a way that you can hear you want what's best, but also you are a Springbok. So like you're allowed to have frustration in terms of, come on boys, like what's going on here a little bit.
Yeah.
Me on the other hand, I haven't really won anything in terms of rugby. So like, I'm just going to go, this is what the fans say.
Yeah. And
Even if it's what I'm saying, I'm going to mask it and put it behind the country's name. Yeah.
Put it behind our slogan.
There we go. Exactly. Yeah. Where the fans and players meet. Yeah.
We are in the beautiful Redefined studio in Cape Town at the moment, and we've got a special person in the booth.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got Amy in the booth. There we go. We wanted some like seriously professional opinions, so we brought Amy in.
Amy's in the booth.
So Ames is with us. There we go.
So please email Amy at amyinthebooth@gmail.com.
In the booth. Yeah.
Amy is in the booth.
If we say anything that's offsides, just send it to Amy. Yeah.
Listen, yeah, we're not the contact people. Amy in the booth.
Intentionally not the contact people. No.
It's actually planned.
Especially for this one. Yeah, we're just going to hiding a little bit, which you'll be able to do because you leave to Greece
on Wednesday.
On Wednesday. You're going to have such a jaw.
Yeah.
I'm so excited for you.
I mean, this trip has been planned for months, to be honest.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's like, Amy's like, oh, you're retiring? We're going to Greece. It's like, okay, cool. I've got a bit of work.
When he retired in February, I booked it. And it's the first time in our entire lives together that I was able to book a trip that far in advance after being married to a rugby player. I've been with him for 14 years.
I've never actually thought of that. That's a really good point.
It's insane. I can't believe people
And it's also the first trip I have to go on where I don't have to worry about fitness test the week I get back.
Oh, that must suck. So you go have fun, but you're also in the back of your mind thinking, I'm going to have to perform when I come back.
Don't have too much fun.
Now you can have too much fun. There we go.
I don't know about that.
There we go.
But yeah, let's kick it off. Like I was full of hope. I mean, even waking up on Saturday morning thinking, this is a good day for rugby. I was actually the Friday night I was with the Zarbet guys and did a nice little coaching thing there at Pirate Rugby Club in Joburg, which was quite cool. And spent a bit of time with all the members there and some of the really, really young players and got to meet all the parents. But even there, I was talking about like how I'm excited for the game. I think, opportunity to make magic, break a record.
Change
history.
Literally.
I think I was almost too excited about the game. And then a couple of things went astray. But I think in true Springbok fashion, sometimes when that moment's a bit too big and you get that opportunity, almost stuff it up the first time and then we'll fix it next week.
Yeah. Well, look at like in both World Cup wins as well, we lost one game in the group stages, right? So it's almost like we like being on the back foot and being the underdog to be like, hey, we'll show you that we can pull through.
Please change that, Springboks. From now on, we just want to be on the front foot all the time.
There we go, yeah.
Stop being on the back foot. I don't like it.
So there's 3 directions to go with this conversation today, right? One being
all of them.
South Africa, 2 being New Zealand, and 3 being Dixon, right? Now, we've had, there's a reason there's a Dick in his surname because he screwed us all. So thank you for that. a lot of the comments and stuff online are, oh, typical South Africans, you're going to complain about the ref every time you lose. So we're going to do it again. Do I think we deserve to win? No. I don't think we played well enough to deserve to win.
Yeah.
I think towards the tail end,
we did.
you saw some really spicy plays start coming out. And I was like, hey, the boys are and can be on form. Which is where your opinion's going to come in. I don't know if we still test trialing things, putting some combos together that maybe don't work, putting certain players in certain positions that aren't working. I don't know. We'll get into that full breakdown. But at the end of the day, New Zealand played a better game. They deserved that win. Shout out to Ardy and all the boys. 100th game. Great performance from him, especially because he made such a huge save right at the end there in the last few minutes. I love the heritage and the history of New Zealand and what their team stands for. So it's great to see them still stand for it with such a big victory. That was cool. But at the same time, I was using every Afrikaans vocab swear word that I have to explain my frustration during that game.
It was hell of a disappointing. I think we have to give credit to New Zealand in this game, especially as those first opening tries of theirs. They had 2 opportunities to score, and they took both of them. I think the Springboks, within the first half, and it might be why the people are so frustrated, and maybe the guys who really enjoy watching rugby but don't always understand like why certain things go wrong. I think a couple of line-out things that went astray, a couple of delivery options that went astray, but the Springboks really created some scoreable opportunities. I mean, they had a lot of 22-meter entries. They had opportunity to go to post where Puli missed the first one in a very long time. But, I mean, still credit to the Ogie. I think he played an unbelievable kicking game.
He kept us on the board.
He kept us on the board, and he actually kept the pressure on New Zealand. So, in my opinion, it almost feels like the Springboks played themselves into opportunity to actually score points and then didn't execute on that. And that might be due to a individual mistake or, as you said, maybe a combination or maybe just a misunderstanding in the plan. But the guys still created opportunities, which excites me for next weekend because
100%.
Because I think Rassie and them will look at that game and they go like, listen guys, there's 10 opportunities to score tries. New Zealand maybe had 3. They executed on all 3 of them, or maybe 3 out of 4, but the Boks had way more chances, which excites me. But it is tough to see like one of the best teams in the world make a mistake.
Well, dude, for the first 20 minutes, I think the Springboks were as confused as we were. Genuine. It was like it just looked like a playground. It just looked like a mishmash.
Yeah.
And then eventually I think we kind of found our feet. But like you said, I think it's those 2 tries off the bat, that shell shock of like, yes, now we're 14 points behind already. We haven't even had the chance to breathe. And like you said, the history of Eden Park, the pressure of the game.
The greatest rivalry
in rugby history.
Yeah.
I wanna touch on those 2 tries with you quickly because both of them kind of confused me a little bit, and here's why. I tried to listen to all the different interviews and breakdowns with Victor and all the guys after. The one with Villy, I think I don't know any further detail than this. I just think it was bad luck. Catching that guy, sliding, he slides over the top.
Guy stands up.
I was like, that was weird. I don't know what Villy could have done different to,
for in Villy's defense, like diving on him is an immediate penalty anyway. So almost trying to get your feet, try and keep the guy on the ground is difficult at that high speed. But I mean, if he had to dive on him, it would have been like foul play, would have been a penalty anyway. But also like in leading up to that try, the guy sold Cheslin with probably one of the slickest dummies I've ever seen, and he caught him hook, line, and sinker.
Caught him on that dummy pass
on the inside. And Cheslin went for it. But also in saying that, if he made the pass and Cheslin read it, we all would have sang a different song.
100%.
So I'm not blaming Cheslin for that. I think he made a decision in his head, and he actually went for the option to try and turn it over. Or if he maybe tried to tackle him into the corner, probably would have also close, either been a try or you would have slid out on the 5 meter line. But I mean, it is a tough one, and I don't hold it against Villa. I think dived on him. It might have been worse. Like the ref might have think cynical and could have been ugly.
Well, knowing this ref, it would have been a red card. Do us.
Yeah, in New Zealand, like pressure, like
Yeah,
all shit
exactly.
happening.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's. I mean, it's like that guy's ability to get back onto his feet and generate so much pace so quickly. The acceleration he showed, I was like, damn, boy. Well
It was
done.
very well
Damn.
done. Damn! Want to see some real speed? Yeah, dude, I mean, there was just a moment where Artie was keeping up with Chezzy on the run back into the 5 meter line. And I was like, why is Artie that fast? It's not necessary. You don't need to be that quick. The second try,
Are we wearing black for morning?
100%. 100%. But it's a sexy morning shirt. Yeah. That's all that matters, you know? As long as you still look you can be in morning. The second try confuses me because when the guys at Supersport were doing the breakdown of it, it was in the line out where everything kind of started and led to the try.
Yeah.
And what they were saying was the position that they had Malky in was that he could watch for the quick little pass.
Yeah.
And be there to cover that. And they obviously played right over to the
top,
back end of it, and he pulled through. When the Supersport guys were explaining that moment, they were saying it's not fair that Malky has to watch this and that, especially against New Zealand, because the boys are very quick.
Yeah.
So the chance that Malky has to watch that ball fly over, make the decision, and get there in time to tackle them is very slim.
I mean, from a standing start to travel almost 15 meters to execute a leg tackle is quite a.
That's insane.
It's just like, I think if you watch historically the Springboks for a very long time, they've always defended in that zone with the hooker in the front because they push the loose head prop off the 5 meter line, so you can assist with the contesting where Eben jumps. So the hooker would normally cover the front ball. I think they just in that zone executed it very nicely because trapped Malcolm in the front with the way they lined up the New Zealand jumpers were lining up, so they pushed Eben all the way back, and then the guys from the back chased forward, so it pulled Ruan Urquia forward as well. So it created that seam.
I see.
And Malcolm was there to make the tackle. He was just a bit late. I think Will Jordan did an exceptional job of like how he fended Malcolm off. But Malcolm still did a good job to get there. I think it's like a very well executed play. I mean, the fact that they pulled our back prop into the line out and our front guys, there's no chance for our front guys to get there anyway, but almost trapped the guys, thought they're going to throw it there. The back bill caught it, inside ball. I mean, Malcolm was half a second too late, and then guy just
well
slid.
done,
Yeah, it's a good execution. But as you said, it happened so quickly. I mean, I was still like watching the game, looked away for a second, the guy was under the post.
Yeah.
That's how quickly it happened.
It was almost like, that's my playground comment of like, it looked like as soon as something happened, ball went for touch, New Zealand got there before we did, and they knew exactly what they wanted to do.
Yeah.
They did it, and it worked.
Yeah.
There was no need for a plan B. There was no need to step out of line. It's almost like they knew what we were going to do before we even ran on the field. It was crazy to see that, to be so in control, which I think, shout out to the boys as well, to the Springboks, for mentally, you must be in such a dark space to then come into a second half and go, we can still win.
We can still win this thing.
Because the boys pushed hard in that second half.
I mean, this is probably the first time this season where I saw a real, like, almost impact off the bench. I thought they really pushed Tuomas for a long time. Ox was still on the field, I think, in 55, 60 minutes. Malcolm played a long game. And then what led to Malcolm's try was that pushover scrum. It was a New Zealand feed, pushed him off the ball came out, and then the box started playing, and Malcolm ended up scoring, which was brilliant, like forwards dominance and then executing off the turnover. But I also thought like it created real hope, because as that moment happened and Malcolm scored, I was like on my phone, like texting him, like, bro, what a try. And it was still
When
like
you see this.
when you see this, like, I know you're still busy playing, but what a try. Like, unbelievable. Like, wow, what a team effort. But yeah, it just still felt like there was hope. Like it
Yeah.
still feel like the boys are going to come back. And also like with the last 10 minutes, I thought there was opportunities. Ox's held up moment was for me. If Springboks had a bit more patience, we might have scored there. But it was like saw opportunity that Rico Ioane was in the right position at the right time, made a turnover. But yeah, it was disappointing to watch. And I think they probably had a tough Monday morning. I think the team was very early announced, and I think they would have gone through some emotional stuff with
think
us.
so? Yeah.
But
Shout out to Thomas.
yeah,
The man is a unit.
he's big boy.
Yes, is he strong,
How
dude.
big is Wilco's legs, bro?
Dude,
It's very impressive.
that's like, I know we all made equal. Some are made more equal than others.
Yeah.
That is that man's got some
less.
sexy legs on him, dude. Kickstarter Boeing with those legs. He would have kept SAA open and alive. Save on fuel. Just have him pull the planes out for you.
No spark plugs needed for
Just one kick.
one kick.
Take you to Durbanville from town. You're sorted. Yeah.
Also, Springboks early team selection this week.
Yeah.
Remember last week we waited until Thursday,
Yeah, quite a while.
and now we got the team,
We do.
and
We do. Let's run it.
it's quite exciting. I'm excited to see.
I'm going to read them here for you.
Yeah, we got Ox, Malcolm Thomas, Lotte Jager, Ronjartje, Sia Kulisi, Pieter Steef de Toy, Jasper Wiese back at number 8. I mean, he's done making out with the Italians, and now he's back in the team.
There we go.
Kobus Reinach, very excited to see him. Excited to see Sasha Feinbeck and Zulu, Ethan Hooker for his third test match. Willemse back in the 12 jersey. Kanan Moody, Chesan Colby, and Apalele Magic Fussy at the back, which is quite exciting.
I like that starting 15.
I like that
dude.
starting 15. And then we got in the bomb squad, we got Marnus, Jan-Hendrik Wessel, Wilco Lou, RG Snyman, Kwagga Smith, Grant William, Manuel Bok, and Andre the Hybrid Esterhuizen. Like,
Dude.
how's his nickname?
Where's Damien Delindy?
I think Damien and JC's probably resting this weekend. Get him back for the Argentinians.
Okay. 'Cause Damien had a hell of a game, dude.
Yeah, he's always good.
Yes, is he strong, eh?
He's
Takes a couple boys to get him down.
I think with Damien, he was also like in the beginning of the rugby champs. He was like there was media talks about he was struggling with the knee. We had a bit of a niggle, so maybe it's just getting him a bit of a last chance, as they say.
Fixing that up a bit, yeah.
Happy to see Sia back in the captaincy jersey.
There we go.
Also, I was very happy with Jesse. I think the amount of pressure he put on the ref was good.
Same, yeah.
And it was what a cool play or from Sia as well in saying, listen, a team was announced early in the week internally. Jesse was named captain. Sia got back into the group because the Priya got, I think, sick or injured in the week.
Yeah.
He got back in the team and he said, listen, Jesse can keep the captaincy. Which
So
is pretty
sick, dude.
I
I
like
think
that.
he's also such a, I mean, having had the chance to meet him, he's a standout individual. He's a proper bugger, that guy.
Yeah.
So you can see that he handles what was a very tough situation with the inconsistency in the ref's calls. I'll say it. He handled it very well. He was very humble in it. The way
Put
he
the right
spoke
amount of
after
pressure.
the game as well. Yeah, he spoke very highly of the All Blacks. Took responsibility for the loss, not him himself, but as a team, as we should, and handled it with class. Classy guy.
Yeah.
Sexy guy too. We all want legs like Jesse. Yeah. Well done, Bugger. That was champion.
If my body fat percentage is 45, I wonder what his is.
Yes, it's 4. Yeah.
Minus 45.
Next level, dude.
It's good.
Um,
Yeah, I'm excited to see it. I think there's going to be a good balance of youth and experience in the squad, or for Saturday. Yeah. Also saw Malky's press conference. It feels like
afterwards,
sometimes the guys take a lot of blame on themselves, and I think it's just the Springbok way. The guys would never shift blame, never like really cuck someone else out in the team. He was like, listen, I made a couple of mistakes, and I'm not overly happy with my game. I'm very disappointed, and I promise you I'll fix it for next week. And like that kind of chat, and which is quite cool. I like it as well, because then it just creates more excitement for me in that game because that internal battles and they know, like, I mean, we've got one more opportunity to play in New Zealand against New Zealand at a stadium that we have had success recently at, so which is quite exciting.
And also, I feel like, you know, the boys are taking responsibility as they should. It is the SAFA way to be like, listen, buggers, my fault. I'll fix it next time. You'll know more than anyone else. I mean, you've been so heavily in that. But we coming off the back of 4 wins against New Zealand, and then we get 1 loss, and now we'll get another win. Yet everyone talks of the fall off and the how dare we and the whatever. And I'm like, how about shut the fuck up and look at the stats? 4-1 is phenomenal. Yeah. That's great. I don't think this is in any way indicative of the state of South African rugby or of the team. Cuck game, mistakes were made, shit happens, fuck you, Dixon. And we will move on into another New Zealand game.
And we'll turn it around.
There we go.
Yeah.
I made a whole lot of notes in terms of, I asked ChatGPT to help me with this one.
The French version.
The French version, exactly. And I just asked it to sum up what the public's view is of the game before we get into our Chomi Dixon. We'll talk about him now. So,
a few. You happy?
You happy? We haven't said anything sketch yet.
Nah, you're just being yourselves, the two of you.
Nice. There we go.
We're just being ourselves.
There we go. So we got 3 opinion pieces here. 1, Rassie Erasmus response. Springboks head coach Rassie Erasmus declined to publicly criticize Cole Dixon's refereeing, calling his answer politically correct. He acknowledged that referees are human and under pressure, but avoided blaming officiating as the deciding factor. So there you go. Everyone says that South Africans blame the ref. Rassie didn't do it. An editorial argued that South Africa should not start a ref blame game over the loss. I don't know how I feel about that. It highlighted that despite social media criticism, like the ref couldn't handle the occasion, quote, from Rate the Ref, sorry, I don't know who that is, the Springboks' struggles stemmed more from execution than officiating. I don't think that's incorrect. I think that's very well said.
That's very well said. I think that last point is probably what sums up the game for me as well.
There we go.
I think Cole had it was a tough moment. Like it was, I think there was a lot of moments where he coached other teams in out of tricky situations, which probably if he made a decision, the game might have turned a different way. But what he did for the one team, he did for the other team. So we can't.
Think so?
Yeah, we can't go too deep into that.
I'm gonna push you on that a little bit.
But I think when it comes to Springbok execution, I think that was the big player at fault. Yeah.
The better team won, but
debatable.
That yellow card
Also
pissed me off.
No, I think I don't know if I want to say this maybe keep it for the Patreon.
Okay. Keep it for the Patreon. Yeah, we'll record it in like a month's time. Yeah. This is how we really feel.
Yeah. So I think probably there was a lot of moments in the game where the South Africans were on attack and then like that one penalty or one turnover at the line out where the guy was clearly coming from the side. I felt that was a moment where Cole maybe missed an opportunity to ping someone because for me it was like clearly from the side. I've got about 15 years of experience in professional rugby, so I know that one rule because I've been blown a couple of times. So
there you go. You have the experience for that
I've
one.
got experience. I've been on the wrong side of the ref.
There we go.
But I think like Kwaga's one was. Oh, sorry. What I wanted to get to my point was when the South Africans were attacking, the New Zealand got away with creating a penalty after a penalty, and there wasn't any reaction towards it from the ref. The ref pinged them. Jesse came and said, listen, ref, that's 2 infringements in a row in their 22, in the danger zone or in the red zone, whatever you call it. So there I felt he wasn't strong enough.
Yeah.
And then when the South Africans did it once with Kwaga's thing, he got an immediate yellow card.
Yeah.
And not that I think New Zealand would have scored immediately after it, but Kwaga's thing was quite blatant because there was already a penalty advantage, and then he just killed the play, like cynically. So that's why I felt it was a valid call. But how is the New Zealanders so sneaky that they give away double penalties and not get bitten for it? So that is my hot take on this.
What also got me very worked up was the scrums. There was 2 scrums at the beginning of the game that both we had a collapse with no call.
Yeah.
And the ref, from his mouth, his words, Springbok came forward to be like, what's the call on what just happened? And he went, no, it happened on that side, so I couldn't see it. And I went, oh, such a pity there aren't a million fucking cameras filming what just happened. Do this thing. Ask your chommies up in the box and go, what happened? To have it happen twice and you've got no like decision to throw at it. Like, and
Also,
both
like-
of them were that homie from New Zealand. I'm not giving you any insight with that. I will find his name. He's got like a round head with a little bit of hair. Played great, except in those 2 scrums. Because a few of them were on him. But there was just no decision in it.
But normally the like I know if it's quite close to the touchline, the AR would normally have a say and say, listen, 1 down or 3 down or 3 knees on the ground. To not make a call is quite. And then
Because you can't see it.
And then the one that happened in front of him, where I think it was Thomas who slipped. And Thomas looked very guilty afterwards as well. I was like, don't run back and shake your head. Like, that's like the one thing you don't do. But he pinged it like within a second or half a second. His hand went up and he blew the whistle. So that also annoyed me a bit. But then we did scrum them about 10 meters off the ball. So which is also...
Yeah. Probably, it's just tiring again. I don't think we would have won. I mean, I probably shouldn't say that. I'm patriotic enough to say we could have won under any other circumstance, but yeah, ultimately it's just the inconsistency of the whole thing on the card, on the scrums, on the calls. Like, I wanted to ask you very specifically into something that maybe I'm wrong, but I took note of this. Whenever there was a ruck formed, right, and New Zealanders were coming for a clean out, they would come for a clean out and then lie on the ruck. Now, Stephen, I don't play rugby, but I'm pretty fucking sure that you're not allowed to do that. Or can you?
You can. You can't just disrupt the ball. So you can clean, fall, but you can't fall on top of the ball or close the nine's space to the ball.
I will argue that it did exactly that. And
No,
the
definitely.
reason why, because in the last few minutes, it happened so badly that one of our backline players, I think it was Sasha, ran into the ruck and was hitting one of the New Zealand players on the
get out of
back
there.
saying, and I'm like, cool, if they're doing it there and it's not getting blown,
Yeah.
it's been done the whole game.
It has.
Which again, it slows down getting the ball out and swinging.
That was definitely like a big factor in the game, I felt as well. Like their counter-rucking plan was definitely to disrupt Grant, first of all. The Springboks was trying to play this front foot attacking style of rugby, but for that you need quick ball, so you need access
Yes.
to the ball. What they did is they came like a second late every time, and then there was someone like latching and like protecting the ball,
Yeah.
and they would hit him and then almost just flop on the other side. So they weren't covering the ball, but they were just creating like limbs and
mess.
mess. Yeah, it wasn't like a clean. Yeah, that's a very valid point. And like I didn't even think about it afterwards as one of the moments that could have defined the game. But yeah, now that you mention it, like I've seen it in my head the whole time. It's like
Now you're so like,
fuck, these
actually,
are fucking sneaky fuckers.
And again, I don't know if that's just clever strategy.
It is.
Okay, so we can pin it down to that. So we go, well done, New Zealand. That was a good strat.
Same as that the try they scored. Same with what they did on our lineouts when we broke the 15. They interfered with the transition. They came around. They fucked our entire delivery system up. And same with when we did the midfield maul. Like
They broke that quick fast.
yeah, but it was like because South Africa's done it like 5 times in the last 4 games.
Yeah, true.
I mean, New Zealanders aren't stupid. Like they would have come up with a solution. And it was the same guy disrupting everything. The same guy that realized what's happening, came around, disrupted the delivery. Because that one we did of the 4-man, that was a knock on in the breakdown. It wasn't like held it
Yes,
up.
I know. Okay.
Because he literally just got in between where the ball was and where the ripper was. And the guy couldn't handle it and knocked it forward.
Yes.
So It's clever play.
Not offside in that moment?
There's no offside because there's no maul. It only becomes a
I
maul.
see.
It only becomes a maul when there's a player from each. So there's the guy who's jumping, or there's the ball in the middle, and then there's a player from each side joined on their feet. Then it's a maul.
So all he had to do was avoid that happening,
avoid contact,
run around and take out.
Yeah, because you always see
Very
on
clever.
kickoffs as well, like the wings or the sprinters, especially when they kick those contestable ones, the winger would always run around and try and interfere the ball on the other side because there's no maul. But as soon as someone makes contact, then you can't disrupt from the other side because then you're offside. Because then there's
That's very clever that they worked around that law.
yeah, I mean, it's the same. It's as soon as you over the 15, like with any type of line out, jump or move, you can disrupt the throw or the pass. You can intercept. You can come offside because there's no more offside lines in the.
Yeah.
So that was clever. It was it was a clever solution
It
for
is very well done.
a thing the Springboks do really well. So yeah, I mean, when we talk about execution and opportunities, I think, yes, the opportunities were there, and if they was executed better, we might have seen a different game, but also well done to New Zealand for actually picking up that there's, and actually reacting quick enough to disrupt or create doubt in the Springbok head. So yeah, I mean, yeah, well, like it's very well planned,
executed from them, yeah.
Well planned, and they had a clear plan on what to do with the Springbok maul attack and plans around that. So when it comes to the breakdown disruption, what they did was borderline legal, but it was still valid. They can do it, but they just burn numbers every time because there's someone laying there. It's just not, they're not creating 14, 15 men on their feet. They still have one player down there, two back, and then so now they have to back the defensive system, but they know by sacrificing one player at the break,
They slow it down enough.
it's slower than the rush. So there's always like this
Give and take.
Give and take. It's like this chess game. But anyway, and then the disruption of the line-out stuff. So,
what about because I swear I could hear my neighbors screaming this, during the first half, the amount of box kicking that we were doing. Now, I think South African fans have a bit of trauma because there was a time when South Africa was not doing very well and there was box kicking before all the time. And I know in a previous episode you've explained the 5 bites of the cherry as to why we box kick, but it wasn't working. So was it because New Zealand had an answer to it and were just executing it better, or was it because we were doing it wrong?
no, it would have been New Zealand would have got an answer for it because in the 2 Argentina test matches, they weren't very great under the eye ball. So it might have been an opportunity for, like in the analysis phase where South Africa would have gone, they've been struggling with it, so let's pepper them with even more box kicks.
Very clever until they had a better answer.
And then they actually caught it very nicely and they clean. And what they also did when they kicked on us, they always had a guy sticking his grubby paw in the air and slapping it back. Or even when Eben and them slapped it back, there was a guy waiting. So they might have thought, like, shit, South Africa going to kick the fuck out of this ball and kick it high into the lights. So they always had like a guy on the other side waiting. So they would chase back, the guy would jump, and Eben would come and he would slap it, and then the guy would just wait there and the ball bounced in his hands and he carries on playing. So
well done again.
I mean, there was a lot of like, it felt like these little tactical battles that's happening, and it just felt New Zealand had a bit of upper hand on us. I think it's going to be a completely different story. I think South Africa's going to come with a completely different style of play. I think just by team selection alone, it might be carrying it in the midfield, getting these little dinks across, or maybe chipping behind them because you've got Kane and Moody in the midfield. Pace.
Alphalili Fassi.
You've got Fassi, who's unbelievable with those chips. You've got Andre Esterhuis and Willemse, too. Both can kick very well. I mean, Andre kicks off his left foot. Gaza kicks off his right foot. You got Mani Lapok on the bench, which could bring a lot of pace. Second half, Sasha was just an unbelievable baller. But now you got 4 kicking options in the back line. You got a 9, Kobus Reinach, who's quite quick and quite aggressive. Also kicks a very good box kick. I got 5 kickers in the back line, so there's going to be a lot of I think a lot of his dinks and little cross kicks and putting all the pressure on them the whole time.
There was one that we made where we kicked over for Jesse
Yeah.
underneath the poles, and
Yeah.
Jesse was able to get there. Obviously, it got taken because there was someone watching it, but
Yeah.
we only did it once through the game. And the moment they did it, I was like, wait a second, I actually think that's a really good option.
Yeah.
Because like you say, the way that New Zealand play with, sending all the men into the ruck,
Forward, yeah.
it's like, damn, everyone's very, very forward, very flat foot in terms of having to turn around. Maybe that is the chance.
I mean, yeah, if you lose a player, I mean, we might give away the game plan for the weekend here if I was the coach. But if I saw that performance, and as you said, always a player or two in the breakdown, disrupting. So 3 players back to receive distant kicks or these contestable kicks. How many guys must be in the front line? Might only be 10. So, because there's 15 players, math.
There you go.
Math.
Tech. Yeah.
Tech. Where is the space? It's space on the edges. So in edge space, it's those kicks, those cross kicks. That might be an option because they might have guys back.
Which Marnie's great at.
Marnie's great with those cross kicks. Could be the space right behind the breakdown because there's no one there.
Yeah.
If they've got a roaming 9 who plugs that space often, there might be space on the edges again or closer to the ruck. So I think Rassi probably picked it up way quicker than us because we had to debate this now for half an hour. But he probably saw that and said, listen here, within 24 hours, I'm going to select the team who's going to play that.
Because it was a fast selection, eh?
Yo, this is
I think you're pretty spot on, dude, with your call of how the gameplay is going to go. Because I can't think of any other. I mean, again, not my job to think of any other, but like I can't imagine any other solution or option. We went for all the high balls and got beat at it. We got beaten a lot of our set pieces in like line outs and stuff as well. I think our scrums were phenomenal.
Yeah.
But because we got Volko, Tuomas, we got some
big boys.
big, strong boys.
Big boys.
I love it so much, dude. There's something about a scrum. So I'm quite excited for it. I'm quite excited for what's going to happen in the second game. I like South Africa on the back foot.
I like Jasper back in the team, just as a ball carrying option. I like Sia back at 6, play him on the edge. I like Sasha back. I like Gaza back. Just a bit more.
I'm very excited
pace.
to have Gaza back.
I like the bench. I like the bench a lot.
Yeah. I think this
I would have loved to. I mean, I love Tuomas. I think Tuomas had a good game. But I would have loved to see a guy like Vincent Koch back in the team. Just to bring that a bit of experience second half. I mean, we was love the fact that Tuomas is starting, but I would have wanted to see Volker start against the All Blacks first of all, and then I would have wanted to see some experience on the bench, just in the front row.
Someone like a Vinny or
because we got a very young front row on the bench. We got Jan and Hendrik, Lucid, we got Marnes, and we've got Volku.
Yeah.
So I would have loved to see Volku starting and then bring a bit of more experience in like Vinny
I see
Koch.
what you're saying.
Yeah.
You got Achia there.
Archia's experienced, Kwacha's experienced, but the rest isn't, like all the rest of the forwards. So that's
Solid
probably
point you make.
And also just want to see Vinny play another game off the bench so he can take my record. Most player off the bench.
Wow, I wanted to ask you on that as well. In terms of Malky starting and playing such a long game, what do you think that change is like for him from being the second half, come on, massive impact player for 35 minutes as opposed to now having to play almost pretty much an entire game?
I mean, he will probably be so well trained for it anyway. So I think in Japan he starts most of the games and plays most of the minutes anyway.
What do you think he'd prefer?
I would love to say he prefers to play for the bomb squad, but I know he wants to start.
Wants to play the game. Yeah.
Start.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. He's going to build a career in both, right?
No, bastard.
Bomb squad. Oh, I love it. I've got a...
We're going to get stuck into... another point on rugby that I want to make.
Yes.
And it's a big shout out. Dion Foury's 100th game for Western Province this weekend against Boyland. And their first win of the Cape Cup.
And they won. Yeah. And it was a very, very big win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So well done.
They smashed it.
Well done, Brannas.
You are still the most intimidating man that I've ever met in my life.
No, man.
I'll stand by that. I'm
So-
sure he's a sweetheart, but damn.
So we were in Joburg yesterday for a GMG event. So Brandos was there. I was there. Skulk Brits flew up yesterday as well.
Sick.
And Shakes from the Sevens captain was also there.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And that Whispering Angel wine. I sent Amy a photo. So like, listen, check what I'm drinking. So the first one.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it is
Proper stuff.
beautiful. Yeah. So I
yeah,
drink
I
my
remember
first glass. I'm like, I'm still a little bit hungover from the Saturday, but I'm actually enjoying this a lot. Like I'm not a big wine drinker, and I'm especially not a rosé because like the headaches the next day.
Ping, yeah.
The ping is quite tough. It's like, you know when you play like Call of Duty, and your ping is like 300. That's on my head.
Yeah, and all the red comes in around you. Yeah.
Anyway, so like we have like our second glass, and his first comment is like, "Never let a Monday ruin your Sunday." So that was like,
That's something to live by. That's something to live by.
well done,
Should
Brandos.
put that on a t-shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah, I dig that. Shit, that's a really good quote. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Please do not forget to like and subscribe. Once again, you'll find all your storytime and all your game time content on the channel. Our website is officially launching this week, so we'll make all those announcements next week for you. That comes alongside all the merch announcements and everything we're going to be doing with that. With the first drop, obviously you need to come back from Greece, and then we'll get into all the merch stuff. Other than that, have a lekker joy in Greece. Ames, thank you for being here.
Ames in the booth.
Ames in the booth. And shout out to Springboks. Tough loss, but here we go for round 2. Now we'll panel them. I'm ready for it. I'm excited.
Thanks, boy.
Peace.